Stardom 101. Stardom 101. Stardom 101.
Stardom 101.
It's the Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast.
Shining light on today's tastemakers
and innovators.
Kicking it with your host, Christopher Boykin.
It's the Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast.
Oh, yes, it's Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast here back on iHeartRadio. Thank you guys once again for tapping into the platform. You know what we do. We do these type of shows featuring prominent talent all across the globe. This episode is called Music Matters. And right now we are with an artist that is on the rise. He goes by the name of P. Stone. P, what's going on with you, bro?
Hey, what's going on with you, man? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, bro. Tell the listeners a little about, give us a little background story of, where you was raised at, your upbringing a little bit, so they can kind of get a gist, and then we jump into some stuff that you got going on right now. So, what's a little bit about your background, where you grew up at, and your musical, the nature, how you was raised up in the game?
Okay. I represent Chocolate City, which is Washington, D.C. That is where I have been raised at. Partially as well as in Tennessee, as in Indiana. That's where my mother's side of my family is from. But Chocolate City gave me a lot of music, a lot of history, a lot to put on my plate in order to be an artist.
Nice. Okay. Musical influences in the family. Some people come from a musical background. Anybody in the family got the musical bug?
Many. I just have a lot of memories with my grandmother. My grandmother was a very big James Brown fan. So a lot of soul influence, a lot of dance that in my artistry. So I have influences from a lot of places, as well as being my mother's side is from Indianapolis, Indiana. We are 5 houses from a family called the Edmonds. We are the Stones, and the Edmonds feature a lot of musical talent. The oldest is a brother named Kenneth Edmonds, if you know who Kenneth Babyface Edmonds is.
Oh, wow.
Correct. Yeah. So I've heard a lot of talent in my day. Now that was in my upbringing.
Yeah.
But I have stories upon stories that craft myself and what I put into my artistry.
Nice. Your influences growing up, brother. Who were some of you, like when you were a little younger, kind of people you looked up to?
That's a great question right there. I don't tell many people this.
Okay.
But being my summers were spent in Tennessee.
Mhm.
So there was a young man who was always doing their thing in my eyes. A young man of color. He's 5'10". So with the magical voice, that man is Usher Raymond.
Wow.
So, and I'm actually the same height and things of that nature. So I always could put on a song and I knew the quality of it. And I knew it would resonate. So that is definitely a big influence on me. Just saying, hey, there's a man that can do this, can do what it is that I'm trying to do.
Nice. Your creativity process. I know every artist is different. We get into these arenas where we have to create, and the world hears what we created kind of at a later time. But for you, are you one of those artists where, you isolate yourself, or you go into the studio by yourself doing your own thing, small team, or do you like your element where your creative process is more around people, more of a different vibe, kind of feeling the energy, pulling off different people? Tell me about your creative process.
Okay. The creative process is one that I've had to learn and build. Uh, at first, I've been asked this question before, and I couldn't necessarily come together with a 1, 2, 3 kind of scenario. It's really me taking life experiences. It doesn't even have to be mine. I can see something and I can then nurture it, and I can take that into a place where I can then create a melody with it, and I can create feeling behind it and emotion. And I love doing that because it resonates better with the audience. And they can then use their own experiences to tap in with my music. So I love it. That's the part I love about the process.
Beautiful.
Creating and being able to create that product.
Nice. Are you still independent, bro? Or are you like fully independent, handling your own thing and doing your own conglomerate? Or you have like a partnership collaboration with any other company?
I am an independent artist.
Wow.
I've chosen to go about this path that way. terrible. I believe it can be done. So that's why I'm choosing to do it this way.
Mhm.
All my necessary resources, and hopefully you can see my resume and what I've been able to do, and you can see
Mhm.
that it can be done.
Nice,
Right.
nice, nice. And speaking of resume, let's talk about Golden Sugar, the music video. You got a music video on YouTube. It's called
Yeah.
Golden Sugar. What was the creative process of getting to that? How did that come about?
Golden Sugar was a whole vibe to me.
Mhm.
When the creation process started, I thought about what it is I wanted to put out there into this song. Golden Sugar is an experience.
Mm.
Uh, it's based on
Mhm.
learning from experiences. Majority of my music is relationship based,
Mhm.
female male dynamic, and
Mm.
this specific story it resonates with me because it's personal. I can actually tell you this is a real the lyrics in it
Yeah.
hit with me, and because of that, I'm able to then put my music out there and it resonates with the audience.
So it's a real life experience, huh?
We got a little bit of realness in this a little
That's
bit, yeah.
good. How long did it take you to put it together?
Golden Sugar was already in my mind, it was already done. So I'm gonna say the
Okay.
actual process.
Mhm.
Yeah, I knew what I wanted, but putting it out there for the public, that's a whole different
That's a whole
process.
different thing. Yeah. Speaking of put out for public, the visual for it, are you involved at any with your creative visuals? You get with the directors, producers, the concept of the music videos, some artists have they wear that double hat, they're very creative to the point where they can market themselves, brand themselves, and get behind the screen and promote themselves to the audience. Are you involved at all on a camera aspect?
I am in every I am in every detail of my product. I want
Nice.
to know the angle. I want to know if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
If and I truly want to be a part of everything because, like I said, that product is your product, and you're proud of your product. So
Mhm.
when you're able to get all the details and you understand all of the small intricacies, then it's just an everlasting feeling.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of that, now is Golden Sugar, is that attached to the releasing of your EP, or is that a separate old standalone project? I want to talk about the EP, switch gears. What's the latest developments on that?
The EP is in the process of being mixed and mastered. This is an EP that I'm very, very proud of. It's called
Mhm.
Pure.
Mhm.
This is the first single off of it entitled Golden Sugar. It's
Mhm.
resonating right now. It has radio play. We're in Atlanta, we're in Miami, we're in DC,
Mhm.
and a lot of great, great things being said, and I feel very confident with it as we lead into Pure, which is just it's a combination of experiences, and I'm just so happy to be able to put it out there right now.
Nice,
I feel like
nice.
it's needed in the game. I feel like it's needed. It's
What's
something
the
a little different.
what's the kind of energy and the vibe that the project is putting out to the world? How some people put out straight boom bap, hip hop, this, that, right? Are you trying to put out a certain energy, a certain vibe, or just a certain type of knowledge through the music? What is the project what is it, the synopsis of the project that you're putting out there to the world?
The project is a combination of it's really smooth. I
Oh, okay,
want I want
nice.
the listener to be in a place where they are listening and it hits them. The first
Mm,
one, Golden Sugar, you've had a long work day, you're relaxing, you're sitting up, you're drinking what you wanna be drinking, you're doing what you wanna be doing, and
yeah,
you get the vibe and it relaxes you. And,
yeah.
that good soul music,
Uh-huh.
that good soul music that really hits you, that's what we're going for. And,
Nice.
Pure is a combination of that. So I'm actually a very, very versatile kind of musician,
Mhm,
but this direction with Pure is something a little bit more mature, a little bit
mhm,
of grown and sexy. Actually, a
mhm.
lot of grown and sexy. But
Yeah.
I'm not bringing out the party piece though. This is
Uh,
the smooth
this
version.
this is a
Smooth
grown
version.
it's the grown ups,
Grown and sexy right here.
grown up P.
Exactly. Hello. Right.
I
Yeah.
like that, P. That's good stuff, brother. Any guest features on the project? On the EP, or is it straight you?
Ooh, you asking the question I'm sequel.
I'm doing it. I'm doing
I'm
it.
not supposed to say it, but I do have I got it. I'll go ahead and get it out there. I got a
Okay.
brother from the
Okay.
city, from Chocolate City, reached out, and
Mhm.
we're gonna surprise the world. But I do have a guest feature. His name is Light Show.
Okay.
He Very well known in the DC area.
Yeah.
We are working. We are working.
Okay. Okay. We
I
got
got my
that.
producer P as well is on there. Anybody from the DC area knows these
They
names
know
right there.
they know these names. Yeah, we know these names. That's good stuff, man. So is the goal, tell me about some shows, right? Festival season is coming up, right? We're in a very important quarter for the music industry. Summertime is here, you know what I'm saying? So we need to get the singles circulating. We need to get out there in front of our audience, our fans, stages, concerts, showcases, so forth and so on, festivals. For you, is anything coming up on the performance aspect or the appearance aspect we need to know about?
Yes, we are booked and we are live. New York will be upon us June 20. We will be
Mm,
at a festival called The Last to Lap. Shout out
mm,
to Mosaic Galloway. After that, we will be heading down to Atlanta.
mm,
We'll be in Atlanta for several functions. We got some radio interviews, but the festivals will be coming in abundance.
mm.
After, you can definitely catch me. You can catch me on my IG. I will be updating if you want to know when and where.
Okay,
It's
okay.
Lovestone 88. Yes, Lovestone 88.
Nice, nice, nice. Besides the music, brother, are you big on expanding your brand outside of the music? You know, we live in an era right now where creative content is kind of king. Content is king, and you have to be almost where not just be a musician, but you want to show as much as you possibly can your skill sets. Are you one of those artists where you kind of get into merch? You got other entities, other businesses. You're a CEO, entrepreneur on some other things or some other projects that you might be aware of, got your hand in as well. For you, is there any other side projects outside of the music that you can kind of give us just a little synopsis for, or you kind of hoping to do?
I do. I have some other things lined up actually
Okay.
presently. As I make my way to Atlanta, I told you that I was going to be performing in New York and Atlanta. I
Hmm.
actually have some acting. Acting is upon us. So
Wow.
you will see me appear. Can't give all details, like I said. All
Sure.
details can't be, but you will see me on the screen very shortly, by the end of this year. Yeah,
Nice, nice. So we gonna see you on the big screen. We're gonna see you on the big stage, and we got some big music.
big things happening. Big things
Big things
happening. Right.
happening.
Come on. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. I'd like for you to plug the EP and plug the single if you could, man. Tell the listeners one time who's listening why they should go cop Golden Sugar. Look at it on YouTube. Why should they go to the YouTube right now? Spam up the comments, click up the views, run it up. What are they missing? Talk to your fans real quick.
Creativity at its best.
Yeah.
This is a piece of work that like I said, I'm very proud of.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna hit the soul. It's gonna hit the
Mm.
soul right. And like I said, all the love is appreciated. Golden Sugar is one that it's a little bit. It was done differently.
Mm-hmm.
It was done differently.
Yeah.
So I really love this one though. I really
That's
love this one.
That's what's up, man. Any last shout outs you want to get to anybody in your team, anybody in your family, anybody in your squad? I like to always end my episodes with showing love to people, you know, because it takes a village. We don't just do this ourselves. You know, we got a support team and we connected to individuals as well. So for you, is anybody that you want to kind of give them the public flowers to?
I've had so much support and love shown
Mm-hmm.
to me
Mm-hmm.
from my city, from people who have known that this is my true path from years past. Everyone from the DC Youth Ensemble, Miss Foster, thank you for encouraging me. Thank you to
Mm-hmm.
my mother who passed on her artistic skills down to me. I can't even begin to even start my appreciation. But like I said, Chocolate City, just as a whole,
Yeah.
has supported me.
That's what's up, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Pete Stone was in the building. He stopped by the Stardom House to chop it up with your boy Chris. We appreciate him. This is another episode of Music Matters on the Rise, and Pete Stone is the guy for the day. Pete, it's been a pleasure, brother. Thank you for tapping in with us.
And thank you for having me.
Are you on the rise to stardom? Well, get featured in the next issue of Stardom101 Magazine and promote your business or products today. Text MAG to 804-550-8647 or visit stardom101mag.net.
You're listening to the Stardom 101 Magazine Podcast with Christopher Boykin. Be sure to subscribe and download this episode, and continue to listen to Stardom on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.